Hey guys. So on this week's edition of Geeky AF, we're going to talk about what I would have done different with Chris O'Donnell as Robin, uh, turning him into Nightwing. Um, so, as you guys know, Chris O'Donnell is Robin in Batman Forever, which for me personally, I think Chris O'Donnell in Batman Forever, he had one of the best suits in live action. I think the complete red of the body chest, the green on the arms, the black of the gloves, um, the black on the outside of the cape, the yellow inside. I think it was the I think it was probably the best translation of what um, a Robin suit in live action would be. You know, the a good mix of the brightness of what the Robin character is supposed to be with kind of a modern update. You know, the darkness um, of the Burton Schumacher era. I think it could have probably done without the metallicness that Joel Schumacher had. But I think overall, I think the design of the suit was a really good looking one. It was I think it was more of an adult version of what Tim Drake was wearing at the time in the comics. So I thought it translated really well. It's one of my favorite Robin costumes um, ever. I think the only one that rivals it would probably be the 1 year later Tim Drake costume, which was black and red. I think those two are probably the best Robin costumes altogether. Um, but Robin was in Batman Forever, and I felt that he was really good in that movie. A lot of people they will mix Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. They'll mix that up, and they'll just lump them all together, and they'll say the Batman Forever sucks. Lumping it in and thinking it is the same as Batman and Robin, which it's not. Batman Forever actually stood on its own pretty well. It was both critically successful and um, financially successful for Warner Brothers, which is why they sped run through for Batman and Robin, and to try to make it so fast to try to capitalize on the success of Batman Forever. Um, I and this is where I would have made some changes to the story. Um, here's what I here's what I would have changed with Batman and Robin. Um, One, I wouldn't have called the movie Batman and Robin. For the storyline elements, I would have kept some of it and I would have changed other parts. So I would have changed the name of the movie to begin with. I don't really care what the name would have been called. Batman, whatever you want to fucking call it, doesn't really matter. To me, the name is immaterial. So I wouldn't have kept the Barbara Gordon or Barbara Wilson element in this regard. I wouldn't have brought in the Batgirl element at all. I wouldn't. You don't need it. Um, Keep the element of Alfred dying. That to me worked for the movie. Bruce's relationship with him really worked in the movie as well. Um, the father son scenes with Alfred and Bruce worked very well. Um, so I think you really need that for the movie. That's the heart of the movie, and that's what's ultimately going to make Dick Grayson come back into the family. But I think it would have been really. I think what really worked for this movie is if you want to make a movie about family, you can tell the story of Dick Grayson looking at Bruce, going, "You're treating me like a fucking kid, and I'm done with this shit," and have him break off as as Robin, being like, "I don't want to be part of this anymore. I'm done. I've learned as much as I can learn." Because at this point, he's been Robin now for 2 or 3 years, and those people who did have the complaint about Dick Grayson being, fucking 18, 19 years old in Batman Forever, at this movie, that age range, he is now college age Dick Grayson. So that argument could be made. Have him leave the nest. Robin's now done. He's fed up with Batman. Halfway through the movie, or maybe even 3/4 of the way through the movie, and have there be a scene, throughout the whole movie, Bruce and Alfred are going through that dying scene of Bruce and Alfred, um, remembering Bruce's, childhood, whatnot, and Alfred telling Bruce, yeah, you are kind of a dickhead to people. Um, and yeah, it is your way or the highway. Um, and then have there be a moment between, of Alfred reaching out to Dick, and and having there be that moment between him, those two people, and have that be the reason Dick Grayson comes back. But he realizes, I've outgrown this role of Robin. I can't be with Batman anymore. But my mentor needs my help. I can't do this anymore. And have that name of Nightwing be something that Alfred can pass to Dick Grayson. And because if you remember in Batman Forever, when he tells Robin that, broken wings mend in time, one day Robin will fly again. I know it. That's something that's between him and Alfred. So having the Nightwing name be something that Alfred can give him, that's something that those two men can share. And that's something also that, Bruce and Alfred, they share a bond. And this is something that can also help, again, can continue the connection between people and the bonds of family. So when Dick Grayson comes back to Bruce to help his old mentor, he's no longer the sidekick. He's a full-fledged hero himself. He's stepped up, he's graduated, and he's come back to help. And he's like, look, I can't live in your shadow, but I can help you. Let's go do this. And then they together help save the city from Mr. Freeze and get that cure for Alfred together. And Bruce accepts the fact that there are some things that are beyond his control. And even though he's lost a partner, he's gained a friend and that family that he was missing. And they together save Alfred. And to me, that's what I would have done. And to me, that tells a much better sense of family than what we got with, the ending of Barbara Wilson, Dick Grayson, and Bruce Wayne, and we're going to need a bigger cave. I don't think that. I know what they were trying to go for, but I don't. I think they just added too much to the mix. And I think if they were to just have cut that back and really gone with the story elements of, what we all go through is as teenagers, kind of getting sick of our parents' shit and our parents kind of being overbearing, which there was in this movie. But, if we just scaled it back and just didn't have so much of the cartoonishness of it, there really was a good plot here and good elements to some of the story. But I just think if they had just scaled it back some and played on those elements, we could have had a good Robin growing into Nightwing and really evolve these characters into something that started off, again, going from Batman to Batman Returns to Batman Forever, continuing the story to whatever this movie would have been, and continuing to see these characters evolve, and Bruce learning from where he's been and continuing, and it would have been a natural progression for these characters. And I think we would have gotten another fucking movie out of the franchise, But that's my take. That's what I would have done differently. But that's what I would have done. Rewriting Batman and Robin in the Schumacher films. But what do you guys think? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like this video and you guys want to see more, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let me know, and I'll make more. Keep on geeking on, guys.